everybody, and welcome to Mocktails from the Cantina Live, episode 5, the baseball portion of this program. The Rays have just been officially eliminated from the postseason by the team that I hate the most, the Red Sox. I am, however, not as depressed. And the funny thing is, my therapist told me before game 1 that I had some mild depression. And I went to game 1 and game 2. And today, during game 4, I was feeling a little depressed. More depressed than I was 2 weeks ago. Now, that's another story for another day. You guys got to pay for that on Patreon. Exclusive Patreon content. I have guests joining me tonight, but for some reason they're watching the, are they watching, I don't know. They're watching the post-game show. Well, you can cancel the post-game show because the Rays did not win it. But I will tell you that I am not as depressed losing the way we did tonight, because we came back down 5-0. We tied it up. It was 5-5. Now, the thing is, too, there's a lot of my guests on the show tonight that are on the brink of elimination. John Zancanaro and his Brewers, they got to win the next 2. You know, my team was not able to pull it off. Not that I had anything to do with my team pulling it off. But, I got to tell you, I'm happy that the Rays had a successful season. They won 100 games. It was a franchise record. They won the American League East. They were better than the Red Sox. They were better than the Yankees. They were better than the Blue Jays during the 162 games. All Boston's got to do is put up their wild card banner. They're not going to win the World Series. The Rays were picked as a favorite, which is very, very unusual. They are never picked as the favorite, you know? When Tyler Glasnow got hurt, when me and Tyler Page were at the White Sox game, Tyler Glasnow got pulled from that game, and he was injured and he was out for the year. I thought the Rays were done in June. Here we are, October 11th, and I'm still getting baseball. So overall, I'm happy, and I feel like the Rays had achieved more than they were supposed to. They went to the World Series last year, and a lot of people might say, 2020 was a crazy year. Does it really count? Well, ask the Dodgers. Yeah, it counts. It fucking counts. If anything, it was harder last year than it is this year. But to be in the hunt and to win the AL East and to get to the postseason, not once, not twice, but 3 years in a row. 3 years in a fucking row. The Rays, the low-paying, no money, no household name Rays went to the postseason 3 times in a row. So as a fan, I'm happy. If we would have gotten another wild card like we did in 2011, 2013, 2019, yeah, it would have been like, okay, been there, done that, same old song, same old dance kind of thing. But like I said, at the end of the day, opening day, Rays will raise that banner that we won the American League East. I still think that the San Francisco Giants will win the World Series. I said that back in 2012, and I said that a couple weeks ago. I was really, really hoping for a Rays Giants World Series. And a lot of people said it might be Dodgers Rays rematch. But here's the thing. The nice thing about it is my depression is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. My baseball hangover. And I feel like I got to get back to life. Baseball is so consuming to me as a fan. There is not a fucking drop of piss in the bucket that I have for any other sports. I'm going into hibernation mode after this. I am done. I am done. I am so done. I got to get back to work. I got to get back to Star Wars. But your show host will continue to talk baseball through the entire month of October and possibly into November, because there are other teams still in the hunt for the goal of winning the World Series. And as a baseball fan, first and foremost, I've said that a million times, I will be hosting this show throughout the month, talking to my Patreon supporters who love baseball. They say not as much as me, but if they're joining me on the show, they love baseball almost as much as I do. Almost as much as I do. So I want to bring on, now there's a lot of people in a similar boat that I was in tonight. They're still in that boat. They got to win. They can't fucking lose any more games. They can't lose any more games. But first of all, I'm going to bring on the only, well, not the only Red Sox fan that I don't dislike, but I don't even think I want to congratulate him. I think he should be congratulating me because I think he was a little nervous tonight. And I feel like if we could have pulled it off, like I said, I did not have the Rays going to the World Series, but I was bought on the hype from everybody else, Andy from Miami included. MLB had the Rays as a favorite. That shit has never happened before. And that is why I went to the World Series last year and dropped $2,500 for game 1 and 2 combined, because you never know when your team is going to go to the postseason or the World Series next. And here we are. Rays aren't going to the World Series. And I don't think Red Sox are either. But I want to bring on my friend Boston Dan, for putting up with all my shit. Tip of the cap to you, my friend.
What, do you think you're the only one who was giving me shit during this whole series?
No, there was
getting it all in, man.
There was a lot of shit. And you know what? I remember when that wild card game was won by you guys. You guys blasted the Yankees. You made them look like shit. Not even a contender.
Yep.
I'm like, oh shit. You know what? Now I'm a little nervous because I wanted to face the Red Sox. And I don't know, man. It's like we were talking earlier about music. What music gets you pumped? I got to share mine is the Rolling Stones, Give Me Shelter, by them or anybody else who covered that song. And we did fade away tonight. But I do love some John Williams, Battle of the Heroes, Duel of the Fates, all that stuff. What music were you listening to today to get you pumped up for this pivotal game?
Fu Manchu, baby. Fu Manchu. Like their type of music, it's just like bass driven. It's just like you can take that and you can throw it in your car and you can just go like 100 miles an hour down the road and like not even care. It's
I would think like if you're gonna root for the Giants or the Dodgers, like Fu Manchu being from California, that fits.
Yeah. I don't know. That's what I was doing. All day today I was working in my backyard and I was just like, man, what type of hype music am I gonna be? What am I gonna be listening
dust,
to?
Little Pigeon Toe, right? Oh. My goose.
Yeah, it's good, man. And it got me really super hyped and like excited about what was going to be happening today, like in the series. Like as we saw in this show, in this game, you saw them fight back. You saw the Rays. They stumbled in the third, and then they just climbed on back. And I kept on thinking in my head, I was just like, well, what if there wasn't that stumble? Like how would the Sox be able to recover from something like that? And as you could see, they did nothing until the ninth inning. It's just and then if you listen to, so I was listening to the radio. I mean, I was watching it through other means on YouTube, but like, they also had like the radio on for the local radio for it, and they were like scratching their heads on some of the moves that the Sox were doing. There was like, why are you running to third? Like, just stay. There's only one out left. It's all this stuff, and it's just, I don't. It lucky enough, it didn't come to bite them in the ass at the end. You had to go, and the typical hero thing. It's like, the last one up, and like all the chips are on the table, and you gotta show your hand, and that's what they did. They came out with with a winning hand. That's really what it was. It's just like, they really had to see who was going to blink, and eventually it really was, the Rays. Unfortunately, they blinked, and we hit a home run. So
yeah, and you know what? I think this shows, to me anyway, it showed to me, even though the Rays are better at home, and I was so, even though it was not the cheapest trip to go down there and see two games, I was glad that I was at game one. It was game one is always a special moment. They announce all the players, and that was the game. That was the only game that we won. And just to be at that only game that we won, there's some satisfaction about that. And going to your comment about the radio, I had the radio on. Because I was watching Hulu, and Hulu was kind of lagging, and the crowd at Fenway was so fucking loud. It was really coming across that way on the TV, and I needed some, like you were listening to your hometown feed. I needed to listen to the Rays hometown feed because it was therapeutic. They were living and dying with the team as much as the fans were,
Right. Yep.
I think there was something comforting in that, and they were calling out their players like you guys. That's what makes a good announcer, right? You got to call out your own players.
Yep.
And you got to also be a homer and kind of be behind that team when they do well.
Right. I think with anybody who has a homer, and then someone who's like more analytical on the stuff, the problem is that you get too complacent, and you start making up excuses for like how your team played poorly. If you have like a reality based like mentality, it's just like, what, like this is terrible. You have to open up and say, you're gonna show the warts and all. I hate when people just say like, everything is all green and rosy on the other side of the on our field.
Yeah, I think you kind of get that with the TV announcers that are, not the hometown call, and
right.
But I don't, I don't want to get into this now, but Harry Callis was the broadcaster for the Phillies, and I got to give him a shout out. The late great Harry Callis. When he won the World Series against the Rays in 2008, his son was working for the Rays. Now, Harry's a very, very important part on what we're talking about, because he had a lot to do with local announcers getting the call during the postseason. And he finally got a chance to call his team that he worked for, that he fought for, to get the home call, and he died a year later. Yeah. That was why I didn't mind the Rays losing the World Series to Harry Callis and the Phillies, because it was more about respect to Harry making it possible for what he did to the broadcasting industry.
Yeah.
That's some deep cut fandom shit. I don't think a lot of that's almost like a geeky, nerdy level.
Right. But it's certainly legit, and you need to put that out there, or people are not going to know it. So
yes,
that's
right,
great.
It was so important to the broadcasting industry. It's like, I think the fans should know that. And I think too, it's like we're always looking for silver linings when our teams lose. I did not expect the Rays to go to the World Series. Like I said, I was drinking the Kool-Aid from everybody else, but
right.
I'm like, I don't know. I just don't think that they have the pitching to do that. And we kind of saw that over the last couple games, that they were just kind of piecing together the pitching, and some was better than others, and some didn't work out as planned. But hey, a tip of the cap to you, not necessarily Red Sox Nation, but just to you, my friend.
Well, respect, sir. That's what
I got to ask you too now. White Sox are not out of it.
No.
And you know what? I on the other episode we did, I said that I could root for the Red Sox beating the Astros, but I don't know if I could do that right now. It's a little too soon to talk about that for me. And my sister too. My sister had said, if you get depressed about your team being out of it, then you got issues. Yes, I do have issues. We all know that.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
I am very dedicated and passionate for my team. I am, surprisingly enough, I am not sad like I thought it was going to be. I think maybe just doing this show and talking to you guys, other fellow friends / fans, you guys kind of are therapeutic in your own right and your own way. Now, would you rather face the White Sox or would you rather face the Astros moving on?
Wow. Geez. You know, well, that's tough because, you know, it really showed the Astros showed their power the first 2 games, but then the White Sox came along and just really like rocked them, really shook them to the core. And I kind of wonder in the next game, see how they recover from that. You know, it's going to be in Chicago. So, you know, obviously you have the advantage of it, of being a, you know, home, you know, with the White Sox being at the home team. I just, again, it's so
that home
advantage, man.
It's huge. You know, I got some I wrote down some things here, you know, I'll get into later on the show, but the White Sox have been the only team that have had a rainout delay this postseason.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I wrote down, I am going to use my notes today. Now, Jimmy Mack had told me, like, well, if you're doing a Star Wars show, you really shouldn't use your notes. And I do like to use my notes because I like to be prepared. I don't feel like I need my notes for baseball, but tonight, because it's such a pivotal moment for all of us, there were some cool things that I can only remember so much shit, you know?
Right.
But I do want to ask, I wanted to bring Yoda on the show. I wanted to bring Yoda on the show during episode 1, 2, and 3. And now we're at episode 5 now. I'm going to ask him a question, okay? So,
the Force and its wisdom are all around us. Ask your will a yes or no question. Sense the Force in my left hand. Press it and answer you. I will.
Will the Red Sox win the World Series in 2021?
No, I feel this will be.
I don't know if you guys were able to hear that, but he said no.
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay. So, all right, I wanted to bring him on earlier, but he was in the karaoke cabin and I couldn't find which one. So, Dan, thank you for joining me on the show. And hey, I'm going to be bringing you back next episode based on your availability.
Okay.
But I would love to have you back on the show and just talk to you along the journey that we call the postseason of 2021, man.
Yeah.
Tough, right?
I know. Well, you know, one, 2 down, you know, more to go, and who knows what we're going to see. We're going to come from here. So,
hey, you know what? Okay. Tip of the cap, you beat the Yankees, you beat the Rays. I mean, you beat your AL East rivalry opponents, you know. So, I mean, you definitely got that going for you. And the AL East was one of the strongest divisions, if not in all of baseball.
Right.
You know? So, we'll see how the White Sox, now if the White Sox play you guys, you damn better believe I will be
get
wearing
so much shit again.
I will be wearing White Sox gear.
I know you will.
I know all right, my friend. Take care. We will see you. Hey, look at you supporting the show. Hey, by the way, guys, hey, you know what? Hold that up. I'm going to give you a full screen on that one. Make sure you guys support the show on Patreon to get something like that shirt or Inside the Wampa Cave, the segment where I go deep inside my Star Wars collection. Dan, thank you for supporting the show for a long, long time. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on here. I had a lot. I'm having a lot of fun actually doing this, so I really appreciate it.
More fun than you thought you would.
Yeah,
be, right?
I know, right? Yeah, exactly.
Right,
Dan and Ian have a question podcast. Check it out.
Yes, yeah. Don't forget Ian and Dan Ask Questions podcast.
Dan and Ian
Ask Questions.
Yeah.
And that would be on. They find it anywhere, right? Apple,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, everything Apple.
iTunes.
You can find it. Yeah, iTunes. You find it. You look for it, you'll find it. So.
And then
check it out.
you guys, I'm going to invite myself on the show. On that show, you will find out why I'm such a huge Rays fan.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, because actually my wife was asking about that. And I was like, I don't know. He was supposed to do it like in the last episode, but he never did.
Yeah, we ran out of time. We ran out of time. And we're going to run out of time tonight.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm out.
All right. Take care, brother. Take care. All right. Next up is John. John, you know what? I'm going to bring on John, and I'm going to bring on Andy, because I got to bring on Andy because Andy had a prediction. Andy, you were right with the wild card teams. You said that we were going to go to the World Series and face the Dodgers.
I did. It's, the Red Sox just played a hell of a series. They kind of surprised me. I'm not going to lie. They did. But, hey, they outpitched them, outplayed them, outhit them. Hats off to them, man. They played a hell of a series, and they're going to be tough to beat. They'll be tough to beat, that's for sure.
So, John, you're in the same situation as I was before the game started today.
Yep. Yeah.
Andy, where you at with the Brewers and the Braves? Who was your pick on that one?
I'd pick the Braves. I'm hoping they don't win, but I think the Braves will take that one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I know you're a huge Marlins fan. You hate the Braves. Nobody wants to see the chomp. Oh. Nobody wants. Is this kind of like the Rose Tico of the baseball postseason?
It might be. Yeah, this year at least.
And you're wondering, why do I have that in my collection?
Yeah, you got to throw it away.
All right, so Andy, you got the Braves. You got the Braves. You don't want to see them win because I know they're in the division the same as the Marlins. They're kind of your enemy. John, how are you feeling as a fan right now? The NL has been so different than the American League games. It's just been, Andy, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been a lot more pitching heavy, I think.
Yeah, it's always the case. Or majority of the times with the National League. The National League is deeper with pitching than the American League is. The American League tends to be more offensive for whatever reason. I don't know why, but the National League is just more. They got better pitching. Yeah,
and I feel like you're really seeing that during the postseason. This year and in years past, but it's really like, okay, yeah, that really is how it's playing out. John, are you nervous? Are you sad? Are you pissed? Do you hate the Braves? How you feeling, my friend?
I mean, I don't hate the Braves. Let me just say that right away. But yeah, it's more of just disappointment. It's just like watching your game and the like the White Sox game last night. They've just been some like crazy scoring games, and then here are the Brewers just not putting up anything on today's game. It was just it was a rough one to watch. The defenses are doing so well. I mean, even the Brewers were doing one that throw from Yelich to get the guy out on second was like incredible. But again, it's just hard to score against the Braves, it seems. And so I'm praying that tomorrow we can do something. But I'll be honest, I'm feeling a little hopeless at this point. I'm just slowly accepting it. I'm like mentally preparing myself.
That was me. That was me today. Before the game started against the Red Sox today, I'm like, we're done. And then it was 5-0. I'm like, okay, I'm going to start the show early. But then they came back, and I'm like, but as soon as they had a man on in the ninth, I'm like, okay, it's over. It's over. But yes, that is my advice to you as somebody that was in your situation, 12 hours ago. You're right behind me to a certain degree. I really can't see the Braves going the distance just because they haven't before. But, it's funny because the numbers really don't work that way all the time. The Rays were a good team. They scored the most runs. And then, the Red Sox really, really put up a fight, but let's hope you guys go to a Game 5 because you have a ticket to Game 5, right?
Well, I have a ticket to Game 1 of the next series. The Brewers it if they make it in, I'll be there. And so I just bought them, I'll be honest, it's not looking good. Like I said on the first show, or it's the opposite of what I'm saying on our first show. I thought, okay, we haven't been doing very well at the end of the season, but they're just resting or whatever. It doesn't really matter. But I just feel like they are not hot anymore. They're just cold. The batting is just cold. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll actually be watching the game up at Lambeau Field. I'll be up there for a work event. So hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully we get some Packer luck in the system. We'll see. I have no clue. I'm just hoping.
No, after this is over, are you done with baseball? Are you going all football? Are you still going to follow the baseball?
Yeah, I'll probably follow it just because of all you guys. This has been a blast. But to be honest though, yeah, I follow right into football season and hockey season. I'm the hardcore Badger fan. I've been a Packer fan my whole life, so I'm the opposite of you. I'm like, yep, okay, give me the next sport, and then I'll follow the Blackhawks because Wisconsin doesn't have a team. So yeah, I'm a sports guy just overall. But yeah,
I know you're a big Barstool Sports fan too.
Yes.
And,
Yep.
now, did Barstool Sports cover the game?
So
in the postseason?
yeah, they do it a little bit. So their headquarters right now is based out of New York, but they're kind of in the but they have a lot of Boston fans. So they actually did a live stream of the Boston Yankees game, and they're big into betting, obviously. So they went somewhere where they could bet online on their app, and they were just going crazy. The single that went off of the wall just went crazy on the social media. So yeah, so
they weren't rooting for the Rays.
no. There's some hardcore Boston fans there who are probably loving that because then they can keep racking in some money. But again, I wasn't cheering just because of Barstool. I was not. So yeah. So yeah, I will say I was surprised to see Shaw on there. He's a former Brewer. So they caught me off guard. I lost track of where Shaw went after he got injured. So that's the only plus I think of this whole thing. But otherwise,
I got a Brewers connection. Other than I got to tell this story real quick. Okay, so the Brewers, I had to dig deep into this because there's so much information about baseball. There's so many numbers, stats, history. So the Brewers were from the Seattle Pilots, but I thought that the Braves were connected to the Brewers. They were the Milwaukee Braves, but they're not connected directly to the Brewers. But Bob Uecker started his baseball career, his short-lived baseball career as a player. I was listening to him today, and he goes, well, if you want to call me a player, you can. But he's like, I don't think I was really a player because he was very humble. He said he wasn't that good. But he was on Atlanta. So there's all this crazy history intertwining with, Milwaukee, Atlanta, and then stemming from Seattle, who almost made it in the postseason this year. That would have been crazy if they were in it as well. But so much to learn about the history of this old school sport that we love. And one more connection to the Brewers. That is Boxberger's. Where is that? That is Boxberger's minor league jersey from the Durham Bulls, one of the best minor league AAA baseball teams around. And he is pitching for the Brewers, and he actually did okay today. He was pretty solid today. That's actually game used from Star Wars Day, that R2-D2 jersey. And I never got a photo with him, never got his autograph, but I remember when he came up from Durham Bulls to the Rays, he was great. And it's really hard not to cheer on former Rays unless you're Hunter Renfroe playing for the Red Sox. I won't cheer for that guy. I can't cheer for that guy. I can't do it.
Oh well. Hopefully you cheer a little bit for Adames.
Absolutely.
We love Willie.
Dude, Willie made a great catch today. I saw that. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Now I do have to ask Yoda a question before I let you go. And thank you again for not only your support but your time joining
Yep.
me on the show.
I do just need to say, I know we're just gonna keep teasing this. We know that we need to hear your story of why you're a Rays fan. I actually got the answer once at a game this year, so I'm not gonna spoil it. But
Yes,
it was good. It's a good story. So yeah.
So you got a little bit of a spoiler before it becomes official news, but I'm going to ask Yoda
The Force
a
and its
question here.
wisdom are all around us. Ask your will a yes or no question. Sense the Force in my left hand. Press it and answer you. I will.
Will the Milwaukee Brewers beat the Atlanta Braves and move on to the NLCS 2021?
Much to learn you still have. You
Oh,
must feel the Force around you.
much to learn.
Then clear will become.
You have to feel the force around you, and then everything's going to be clear. So what that means to me, John, is don't stop believing in your team. You're not out of it yet. I know you're feeling a little bummed out, but don't give up, brother.
Oh, I won't. Thanks, Yoda, and thanks, Mock. It's always fun to be on here. So
Cool, man. Wait, I hope to see. Well, we're going to see you again. Hopefully, we'll see you throughout the postseason.
at least one more time, hopefully more.
At least one more time, yes. All right, cool, John. Thank you so much. I got to say that it is a little depressing today, not only because my team is out. I just got back from Florida yesterday. It's rainy. It's cloudy. It's in Chicago. It's like I love St. Petersburg. I love Florida, even though there's crazy antics. They're always on the news, like somebody shot somebody's baby or somebody stole something from somebody got eaten by an alligator. There's always some kind of crazy news story that comes out of Florida. And I know that because I watch WGN Morning News every day. And it always makes that news. But, I had such a great time with my family. I love the Trop. I love the Trop. Just to go there at least 2 more times this year, even if the Rays did lose that second game, to the Red Sox. And it got loud there. The Red Sox fans, I don't know if they traveled. I don't know if they moved there. I want to hear their story as much as they want to hear my story. Why are a bunch of Red Sox fans living in Florida? I would never live in Florida because it's simply too fucking hot. It's too hot. Speaking about the weather, I want to bring. You got to admit, man, I'm good with the segues on this show. I'm not even this good with the segues on other Machtails live from the Cantina. But speaking about the weather, we had one rain out today. Yoda, I'm going to ask you another question in a little bit when I bring my good friend Tyler Page on. Tyler, you got rained out today.
I did. How the
hell did you feel when you woke up this morning? Were you anticipating the rain out, or were you like ready to go and then felt a little disappointment?
I was going to go just in case the game was on. And that's what I did. I was driving out to go pick up Jimmy Mac. And then, I got the notification, game delayed. Then I was like, oh, turning right back around.
You didn't even have a beer with Jimmy?
No, I was like on the way. And,
kind of like when me, you and Rich, we're going to Wrigley. And it was like, we got the rain. And Chris from Minnesota.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're on the way. And it's like the game got freaking rained out. But yeah, we had some really, really bad weather here. And I know the sod father made the right call. You don't want to trash the field. Tell me about your experience yesterday before the game and what happened to you just mentally at the game yesterday. It was a big, big fucking day for you guys.
Yeah, it was a big day for me. First MLB playoff game. But, I was so nervous going into the stadium, and, we went in a little later than we should have. So we were waiting in line and the nerves were just building, but we caught first pitch. And then, it's early and you go down 5-1 and the air is just sucked out of the stadium. But everyone's there. We're all in black. The lights are still going crazy because they have this new light system at the G spot this year. And it was just the loudest I'd ever heard it. And even Jimmy was like, this is the loudest I've ever heard this park, man. It was insane. I don't know.
So it's different, right? Because like you said, it sucked the air out of you down 5-1. Like today, like 5-0, it sucked the air out of me, but I'm not at Fenway. And by the way, I would never, a lot of people go, hey, are you going from Florida to Fenway? No fucking way. No way in my right mind would I ever go there for a postseason game. That's just, I don't know, I'd probably feel a little safer at Sox Park, not that much, but I know it's my home city.
Yeah.
I know it's my home city, so I'm not like in complete danger. I know the ambulance ride is not far from my house.
I so early on in the game yesterday, I saw the worst fight I'd ever seen at a baseball game.
Yeah, now was that between an Astros fan and a
two Sox fans?
I
don't know what was going on.
Two Sox fans.
We're eating our own.
It's like this is our elimination game.
Yeah. And it was the worst because security didn't come for like 10 minutes. So these guys are just wailing on each other.
Two Sox fans.
Yeah. And like 3 minutes before that, a lady had a seizure right in the same spot. So
yeah,
it
you
was
said
just
that.
like
Yeah.
Things were going wild.
Before the game even started.
Maybe in the first inning or so. Yeah. It was
crazy.
really.
That's crazy. Well, you got to feel excited that you guys beat the Cheatstros.
Yeah.
Like we said on the show, every episode, I know we missed you on the last show. Gunnar filled in for you, but he had some good insight on the White Sox, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that cares a little bit about baseball is rooting for the White Sox right now.
Yeah, and that was apparent at the game. You know, everyone was, I don't know what they had on TV.
Was there a lot of booing?
Oh my God, every Astros at bat, and we were all just chanting "fuck Altuve, fuck Altuve," and we all had the arms going. It was crazy, dude. I was going to the porta potty before the game in the parking lot, and these dudes were just talking. They're like, "Yeah, you see the video of the Sox fan who got roughed up at the Astros game? We're gonna do that to like anyone we see." And I was like, "This is wild."
Now, hey, did you see a lot of Astros fans at the game?
Less than 10. Yeah.
Less than 10.
Yeah.
Now, who in their right mind would want to go? I know we love our teams and we want to, but I'm even smart enough and passionate enough about my team that I would not go to Fenway. Who in their right mind would go on the road to support the Cheatstros on the south side of Chicago?
I don't know. Yeah. I mean,
not,
I hope they were near security. I don't think we would treat many other fans like that, but the Astros fans, you know.
Right. I think anywhere the Astros would go. I mean, God, if the Astros fan go to Boston, forget about it.
Yeah.
Not that I want to write the White Sox off by any means. I'm still rooting for you guys. I will be rooting for you guys till the bitter end until you face the Giants in the World Series. Now, we had a bet going.
Yeah.
And, you feel relieved that you get to keep your beard?
We both won out. I'm still going to trim it at some point, but
I feel like I should punish myself since my team lost and grow my hair.
But the race, they were a fun team to watch. It just sucks to go down on airs. That's what it came down to.
Yeah.
Last night's game.
It sucks to go down the way they did. The thing is, too, is that everybody ends up going down except for one fucking team.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy how it works. It's kind of cool how it works because we all end up on the losing side eventually, except for one. Who is it going to be? Well, you know what? I am going to ask Yoda a question here, and he shuts off, right? So
yeah,
I don't know why he
Sense the force in my left hand. Press it and answer you. I will.
Okay, we are going to ask Yoda the ultimate question. Will the White Sox beat the Cheatstros and advanced to the ALCS 2021?
You must feel the force around you. The answer then clear will become.
No, this is bullshit, Yoda.
Okay.
I'm not feeling anything.
He said that about the Brewers. Again,
I want a yes or no.
My friend John, you got to fucking still believe in your team. And
yeah, I'm always going to believe in them. Don't get me wrong. We got challenges ahead, but we can pull it off.
You gotta feel it. You gotta feel it, man. You gotta feel it. So I am just, I heard from Jimmy Mack tonight, which was really nice. He goes, man, I'm pulling for you. He's like, you guys are on the board, and he's like, I really, really want to go to the ALCS with you. And I'm like, that was a dream of mine, and I'm probably gonna be dreaming about it in a couple of days in my sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Dan will get a kick out of that. Yeah, only in your dreams, you know. But it would have been fun. I pictured myself there with you and Jimmy Mack, even though I'd be a couple rows behind you guys. I was still looking forward to that moment.
Yeah,
you
that would
know?
have been awesome, man.
So, but hey, man, keep fighting, keep on keeping on. Thank you for supporting the show and being on the show. And you know, I wish the best for you and
Yeah.
the White Sox. I really, really.
We need it, man. We need everything we
I
can
really
get.
do. Well,
so.
you guys are looking pretty good. You guys are looking pretty good after that win yesterday.
Yeah.
And it ain't over. You know, it ain't over. But there's nothing like, you know, when you're in this 5-game series and your back's against the wall, it's stressful as a fan and as a team, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I knew when I was driving to the ballpark today, I was like, I'm tired as hell. I don't know what those guys are like.
Yeah, how do you think the team feels? How do you think the team feels, you know? So, all right, well, hey, speaking about about all this other stuff, I'm going to bring back my friend, Tyler. I'm going to see you soon. I'm going to bring back my friend, Andy, because, Andy, I want to find out where Yoda's pestering me about asking me a question. See, and then he shuts off because I don't ask him questions like you should, like one after another, right? But okay, Andy, what is your prediction right now on the White Sox and the Astros? What was it before the series started? You said White Sox?
I had the White Sox, but
you still sticking with the White Sox?
Nah, the Astros are going to be a damn tough team to beat.
Now, let me ask you this. Before the Rays and the Red Sox game started today, we didn't talk to you before the show. Did you already have the Rays written off?
No, I thought the Rays could pull it off. I mean, once they got down 5-1, I was like, you know what? Looks like it's about to end. But the Rays fought back and they did their best. But I feel differently with the White Sox and the Astros. The Astros are a damn good team. As much as we all hate them, those guys can play. Those guys can play. Whether they're cheating or not, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, those guys can play. They've been there before. And how crazy is it going to be if it's Houston and LA in a rematch in the World Series? I think that's going to be a UFC. That's going to be a UFC.
If there's going to be a World Series that way, then that would be the best. Well, and we'd all be rooting for the Dodgers as much as we. I don't know if Jeff Ellis would be rooting for the Dodgers. Speaking
about, it's going to be a heated one.
It's going to be a heated one for sure. There's going to be a lot of fights at that one too. There's going to be a lot of. I would not want to be an Astros fan at any away ballpark during this postseason, or even the next. And you're probably wondering why is Orbit here? Because I believe that Orbit has nothing to do with beating on trash cans. even though I have a shirt with Orbit in the trash can. Because he does look a little bit like Oscar the Grouch, you know?
He could be out there in the stands doing some hand signals for the Astros. They could be picking up on that.
You know, the Astros, the Astros are kind of, it's in the pipeline, if you will, if that's the right terminology I want to use. But I think the Astros might be cheating right now. But I don't know. Is it the media and the fans just saying, how can this team be as relentless as they are? Nobody wants this team. Nobody wants this team to win. Nobody wants this fucking team to win. You know,
I got different opinions on the whole cheating thing. I mean, listen, cheating happens at every level of the game. That starts out in little league, through high school baseball, college, and it's always happened in the big leagues. You know, pitchers are scuffing the ball. They find any ways they can to get the edge. So to me, it's kind of hard to just say that they're cheating. And every team has their own ways to get the edge over the next team, and it's part of the game. People will curse me out, but it's part.
No, you know what? I have a little secret. My brother my brother Josh, was a baseball guy his whole life. There's a lot of people, as you know, in the major leagues that were in Florida. Come up from Florida, they played in Florida. And his friend is at a party with Mike Zunino. And Mike Zunino, and I did not want to hear this from my brother because my brother's a huge Rays fan. Huge Rays fan. That's a little bit how I became the fan that I am today. He goes, Mikey Z, he goes, dude, everybody's doing a little something.
Yeah, it's part of the game. It's
I don't know, but I don't know if Rosarena and Wander Franco are doing that because they're going on passion and fire. Now, if they're still playing like they are today, 10 years down the road, okay, maybe they had to learn a little trick or a secret along the way. You know? But as a fan, you don't want to hear that your fucking guys are cheating, if any degree, you know.
No, it's never, you never want to hear about that. But I mean, look situation with Sammy and Cork in the bat. That they all do that. It's part of the game. You're gonna find the edge just to beat your opponent, your enemy. You got to do something.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to win.
You break my heart even more than you break my heart.
Everybody's trying for that one goal to win the championship. So you got to do whatever it takes to win. If that's what it takes, then that's what it takes.
Well, speaking about winning championships, I want to bring on my friend Jeff Ellis, who I believe is going to win. The San Francisco Giants are going to win the World Series.
Well, I hope so, Chris.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm going to stick to it. You know, did you see the hat that Yoda's wearing back there? Did you see the hat? Yoda
Yes.
behind me. Yoda behind me. You got to get a full. Do you see Yoda there?
I see Yoda, and I'm with you.
He's
And I'm
sporting
with
a
Yoda.
Giants hat. I don't know if I cursed my Rays, but because that Rays hat.
No, Chris. So now that it's been like 30 minutes since the Rays lost, and I'm worried. I've been worried about you in the last 30 minutes, wringing my hands. Are you going to move over to the Giants from now on? Like, where do you go from here?
Well, yeah, for the National League, yes. For the National League, the Giants are my team. John, I hate to break your heart, even though, see, here's the thing. As a baseball fan, you kind of go with who's playing who at the time. You know, so yes, I want the Brewers to beat Atlanta. I want the Giants to beat the Dodgers. But then, you know, you start getting elimination. And as a fan that just loves the game in general, you know, you got to kind of, you know, if the Braves, not the Braves, if the Brewers play the Giants in the postseason, I will be rooting for the Giants. John does not want to hear that. I know John does not want to hear that, but I can't root for both teams, you know? So the Giants are my team. I lived and died with them when they went on that dynasty run. Barry Zito pitching that game, you know, that was fucking magical. He earned every dollar and every fan's respect that was long overdue when he won that pivotal game. The Giants are my team. Let's say it's a Giants White Sox. I gotta go with the Giants. I gotta go with the Giants.
You and Jimmy Mack and I can fight about that, but I'll give it to you.
Now everybody thinks I'm wishy-washy that way, but no, I know if it's the Giants and the White Sox, I gotta root for the Giants, man. I gotta root for the Giants. I don't want to root against the White Sox, but
fair enough.
No,
I'm nervous right now. I mean, the game's going on. I'm not sure what happened. I know the Giants scored one run, but as you know, I feel like this is the key point, right? You know, there's a big difference between going up 2-1 and you know, down 1-2. So
it's huge because once you're down 1-2, you know, you can't lose anymore. There's no wiggle room. There's no cushion at that point. Checking the score right now. Yeah, it's bottom of the fifth already. Oh, it is. It's a late night for us for sure. Giants are up 1-0.
right.
And that series is tied. Do you? How's your fandom feel? How was your fandom treating you? Do you still feel good about?
Oh, definitely. I'm all in right now. I want to get back to the game, and yeah, we'll see what happens tonight. But we're in LA, and it sucks that we lost on Saturday. That
Because
depressed
you
me.
guys lost at. You guys won at home.
We-
You lost at home. Now you're in LA. Now LA's got home field advantage.
Yeah.
It's 1-0 in the fifth.
Apparently, it's windy there, and trash is flying around. Typical of LA. Where's Wistock, by the way, to defend his team?
I can't. Wistock hired me to do his Corvette documentary, and I'm having a hard time getting the information from him for that.
I know he was at the ILM screening of The Empire Strikes Back, so I'm gonna give him that. But come on, man.
No, but now he's in Chicago, and he should be here doing his show live with me.
Right.
That guy. It's funny when I'm on the road at Wistock. My business partner Ian, who I make the documentaries with, he says that I'm the Machinado and Wistock's the Hurricane. He's like, I can't keep up with you two.
Well, I hope everyone knows I'm kidding. Michael, I love you. I love you. I'm kidding.
He knows that, but I got to tell you, I am not sorry though for picking the Giants over the Dodgers, and I know that would piss Michael off hardcore because me and Michael were at the
I know, man. I was living vicariously through you. That was awesome.
That was a magical moment. And again, it's like if your team, you're watching this show, you're on the show, if your team gets to that point, if your team even goes to the next round of the playoffs, you have to go because, look at the Giants. The Giants have not won the World Series in a little bit,
A few times in the last 15 years.
But it's like you got to go because you never fucking know when it's going to be, and you never know when we're going to go.
I know. So, yeah.
But anyways, Jeff, thank you so much for hanging tight backstage for all that time. I'm going to let you get back to the game. But before we let you go, we need to ask Yoda. And Yoda's a California boy.
That's right. I've seen your statue, Yoda. I worship it.
Yeah, and he's wearing a Giants hat tonight. Yoda, will the San Francisco Giants beat LA in the NLDS and then move and advance to the NLCS 2021?
Simple question you ask. No, I answer.
Oh, Yoda says no. Yoda says no, but I am still rooting for the Giants, baby.
Thank you so much, my friend.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for joining me on the show. We will see you. We will see you soon. We will see you soon. So, hey, I got to go through some notes here. I'm going to bring my buddy Andy back on because Andy can help me kind of go through these notes that I've taken. Okay, so, okay. Hang on. I never read my notes on the air, but I am tonight. Okay, so ALDS. Okay, Game 1, Rays blow out the Red Sox. Game 2, Red Sox blow out the Rays. Game 3, ALDS, Rays and Red Sox was an absolute heartbreaker for me. That game started when I was on the runway, and it ended when I was at home drinking a beer and I put my family to bed. That's how long that game was yesterday. And of course, Game 4 was so close. Game 1, Stros and Sox. Stros blew out the White Sox. Then Game 2, I got Stros as a blowout against the White Sox. But then Game 3, the White Sox strike back. So if there was a Star Wars movie that would sum up those games, those series, I should say, what would your analogy be? What would your Star Wars movie comparison on the Red Sox Rays Series B?
Yeah,
I
that's a
would
hard
say
one.
it's like
I'd
Rogue
probably,
One. Rogue One, you dive on the beach and you accept your fate at that point.
I could see the Rogue One comparison. I could see that.
Now, but how about the White Sox and the Astros? If that was a Star Wars movie, where would you see that?
At this point, it's given that they had the weather delay today. I don't know how the White Sox or the Astros would have come out today. So that's going to be interesting to see how.
It's like a take on a
that
call, like
momentum.
Camino. It's raining.
Yeah,
there's a little mystery
that
involved, right?
That or is it the Empire Strikes Back? Does the Astros come back and pound them again?
Okay, yeah, I guess you could say Astros would be the Empire in this situation.
Yeah.
Or is it going to be Return of the Jedi where Admiral Akbar doesn't even believe what just happened? And again, okay, wild card game, Red Sox blew out the Yankees. And I know that was huge. The Red Sox are rolling right now because they destroyed the Yankees. They beat the Rays.
That was the Phantom Menace. The Red Sox are the Phantom Menace. Came out of nowhere. Yeah.
I would say they are the Phantom Menace for sure. Now, Andy, are you music guy? What do you listen to get you pumped up for the games?
I heard you when you asked that question. I'm old school. That's what we used to listen to in high school before our games. It's Creed. I know it's corny, but I used to listen to Creed, the song "Higher."
Oh yeah, I remember Creed. Yes. Now, what would your walk-up song be?
Probably Hell's Bells. That's
a good one. Hell's Bells is good.
Yeah.
Hell's Bells.
The Trevor Hoffman coming in with that, you knew it was game over. Hell's Bells.
Yes. Well, he was a Hall of Fame closer for sure.
Former Marlin.
Yeah, former Marlin too. Yep. So we had this whole entire postseason, we had 6 blowouts, 4 shutouts, 4 close games. Unfortunately, tonight's elimination game for the Rays, that was the 4th close game. No sweeps though. That's kind of nice to see, right? As a baseball fan.
Yeah, it's competitive. Across the playoffs, it's been competitive. I don't think any one team is. It's pretty close. All teams are pretty much evenly matched. I don't think there's going to be any sweeps. I mean, they could happen the next series, but you never know. But I don't think we'll see any sweeps from here on out.
So you think the whole entire postseason nobody's going to get swept anytime? That would be nice because every fan base gets a chance at that point, It's a chance.
Now the shutouts. Who dominated on the shutouts? The National League or the American League? Because I don't remember.
You know what? I want to say off the top of my head, I want to say the National League was a shutout.
Yeah, I think so too.
Of course, with the pitching, right? With the pitching, and those shutout games, those are not fun to be at. And you know what? Neither are the blowouts either.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the low pitching, the low runs because I like to see a good pitching matchup.
Good pitching duel the fate. Right?
To me, that's just to see that as 2 pitchers go at it. That's, to me, there's nothing better. You get that one guy that comes up with a big base hit, and that changes the whole game. But the pitching matchups, good defense. I guess that's how the Marlins won both World Series, so that's why I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, well, you guys won 2. Rays haven't won any yet. We've been to 2, but we haven't won any yet. So,
but you guys have had the long-term success. We haven't.
Rays. Yeah, they were talking about that tonight on the TV. Man, the Rays have been very, very competitive for that single dollar sign that they've been operating on. So, well, Andy, hey, thank you for your time. I know you're on the East Coast. I know it's very, very late there. It's getting closer to midnight, and we're going to have you on the next show. We're going to have you on the entire postseason, man, because you're just a
it's been a blast, man. Just thank you for having me on, man. It's having too much fun on the show.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. I love having you on the show. Before we go, I do want to bring on John, and I want to bring on Tyler, and I want to find out, because I did not ask you this question. We love music on Machtails from the Cantina. what were you listening today to get you guys pumped up for the game? John, I know you were in business conferences all day, but what's the tunage that you guys listen to get you super excited?
Ooh, that's a good question. I always listen to like some heavy rock. I will say Hell's Bells is definitely the best walk-up music.
Hell's
So I
Bells.
agree completely with Andy. I've been at one of those games when Hoffman came out, and it was magic. It was just magic in there. But yeah, it was yeah, sadly I was in meetings all day, all morning. So not a lot of music was going on at the time, but yeah, it's normally the rock music to just get me in the zone. So kind of the classic rock is where I lean more.
The classic heavy rock. The classic.
Yep.
Tyler, how about you, man?
I always go with Rage and Thunderstruck. Throw that in there.
You cannot go wrong with Rage. And I know AC/DC Thunderstruck has been the adopted theme song by the White Sox for a long time.
Yeah. They do some really cool stuff where they mix Rage, Thunderstruck, and Queen for Liam Hendrix's walkout song.
Yes, I was there for that.
Good.
Yeah. How can you not get pumped up about that? How can you not get pumped up about that? But hey, I'm glad that I had all my guests on the show, and we are out of time because I like to keep this to an hour, and we're hitting an hour and 1 minute, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on Machtails from the Cantina. If you want to know more about Star Wars and if you want to hear more in-depth stuff, please join me on Patreon. $2 gets you the weekly podcast, gets you in the door. $5 gets you so much more. So I am sorry to sign off tonight as a Rays loser, as a fan of a team that was eliminated in the postseason. But I will say that I'm happy to remain as hosting this baseball content throughout the entire postseason. So, hey guys, be good, be strong, be safe. We will catch you guys next time on Mocktails from the Cantina Live, the impromptu baseball edition of this show. So long, everybody.